Charles and I were both going to graduate school in photography in Chicago in the 70s. It was called the Institute of Design at the Illinois Institute of Technology.
It was a program that championed all forms of serious, creative, meaningful photography, including documentary and more expressive, or less, no, I won't say more expressive, but other forms of photography as an art form, which was very rare anywhere in America. And just to finish that, the Institute of Design and people who graduated from them spread all over the country and really spread the foundations of that program, which were Bauhaus rooted, all over America to almost every major school. And that's when the big boom in photography happened, sometime really not in the mid 70s. Is when it really started booming as a educational potential, and that's has a lot of roots in the Vietnam War and blow up and the glamour of the photographer.
So it sounds like there's a moment of great possibility in the photographic arts at this time, combined with just the possibility of youth. So tell me about how you guys planned the trip together and ultimately why you wanted to take this journey down the Mississippi River. Where did that conceive?
That was very easy.
That's
Chicago
easy.
was cold.
Yep.
You ever been to Chicago in the midwinter?
I have never, and I don't know if I could.
Chicago in winter is the equivalent of New Orleans in the summer. It is very bitter.
Yeah.
And we had a break after, the Christmas break, and 3 weeks, I think, something like that. And we just decided to go on a road trip and we thought we would go south along the Mississippi. I'm not even sure we planned to go all the way down. That we just kind of.
I think as I recall, the whole idea was to follow the river road as far as we wanted to, Mississippi River Road, and just photograph. I mean, we were studying photography. We were on break, and as Charles said, to get away from the cold, we would just jump in a car and go somewhere each winter. And that year we decided to go down along the Mississippi River Road. Mm-hmm. And I'd say, and we were stopping doing landscape pictures or portrait, whatever we stumbled across. And Charles is actually from a southern state.
I'm from Kentucky.
So
Where?
Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And so
I spoke the language.
He spoke the language. And he also was a lover of Southern food. So this was, this was a perfect trip.
Let me just interrupt. Yeah. One thing to say is, this was our last year at the Institute of Design. We were already teaching, by the way, part-time at Columbia College. Or maybe it was after, actually, I can't remember. We had just graduated, I think, but we were teaching by that time. Mm-hmm. And as Doug said, it was right after, by the way, Easy Rider, or right, maybe it came out. And I remember, the lure of the open road, which is part of all of photography. But I remember when we hit the bayous and the levees, and then we were, pretty self-conscious of the Easy Rider issues, and we had long hair and we were pretty hip looking. We were, something gonna happen. Of course, nothing did. But.
We were, I don't know, maybe we were somewhere near Baton Rouge. I'm not sure.
We must have been, because we crossed the river.
Yeah, but at some point, when we had stopped to photograph, and we like to engage, people that we run across when we're photographing, we were describing what we liked, what we were interested in as we were just taking this little road trip. And someone said, you ought to go across the Atchafalaya into the Cajun country and check that out.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that was the only encouragement we needed.